I want you to stop saying that you're fine. I want you to stop saying that it is what it is. All right? It's okay, right? You're not burdening anybody with your problems. I know it feels that way, right? But what if I told you that if you open up at the right time, we can make it so that you can get over this, that you can have these problems go away, or at least be a little less prominent in your life. I get it. Not everybody wants to hear our problems, right? But there is a time and place to do this. And I'm here today to teach you that time and place and when the best time is to share these things and get this help that you need. First, I want to ask you a question, and it's if you have this feeling of something bothering you or it's looming over you, right? And it's affecting you every time you want to improve yourself, whether that's exercising, educating yourself, working out, and having a good time with friends socially. Listen, I completely understand you, right? When I have big problems in my life, all I want to do is bed rot all day and watch YouTube. But that is not the answer to the problems. That when I talked about my problems, that there are 3 limiting factors about keeping them on the inside, okay? The first limiting factor to keeping problems on the inside is that you're gonna cause a mental overload. There's too much looming over you, it's too much bothering you, it becomes too much to handle, right? And with that, there's the second thing I can lead into, which is an echo chamber of your own thoughts and feelings. You only have your perspective on it. You have nobody else to talk to, nobody else can help you, nobody else can guide you or steer you in a different light to see maybe that there is a brighter side to the situation and that there is a way to solve it that you do not see. When your solutions are limited, you often take a heavy mental burden, and that is no joke, right? And then the last thing would have to be isolation. Isolation from everything. When you feel like you have too much to bear or too many problems, you start to withdraw yourself from your friends, your social circles, your family, everybody who loves you. And that's because you don't feel like you're worthy. You feel like you've messed up so bad that you no longer feel worthy of anybody. Now let's talk about when not to initiate these fantastically deep conversations, right? The first thing you want to remember is never, ever start dumping your emotions and problems on somebody who did not ask for it at all. If they did not give you permission to do that, do not. It's blatantly disrespectful and it's just gonna make your problems even worse. Let the situation flow like this. Say you had a bad day. Tell them that you're having a bad day or something came up or something's off and ask them if it is okay to say what you want to say instead of dumping all of it at once without them even realizing. This is because it could be very overwhelming for the person and frankly, they may have problems of their own that they're dealing with and taking on somebody else's is just not healthy for them. You shouldn't expect an instant fix from these people. Remember, they're here to help you solve your problems, not solve them for you, right? If you come into this expecting that somebody's gonna fix them all for you, that is the fastest way to lose a friend ever. You also don't wanna choose the wrong time or place, right? I've said this over and over, but you wanna find an environment where something isn't too busy or there aren't a lot of people around. The best places for these are in a house, outside, on a walk, in a park, somewhere quiet where you guys are not so distracted and you could really focus in on the problems and the conversation that you guys are having. Never make the mistake that I did. I did it in school right before a period ended and it caused a lot of problems for me. Just thinking like, man, I didn't even get the chance to say what I wanted to say. I felt embarrassed. I couldn't even get the words out and I just wasted our time, right? So don't do it in a busy, bustling environment because it's just not going to go well. These are just a few things to consider when going into a conversation with an individual. On a lighter note, let's start to talk about the benefits of talking to these people. And the number one thing is when you start talking about yourself and start slowly relieving those problems by, talking about it, getting that energy outside of you, you start to feel a lot less pressure. On a lighter note, when you start to speak up about your problems, you're gonna start to feel much better, right? That was already made clear. When you start to feel better about these things, it feels like this pressure, this energy is just flowing out of you. It's like a steam pipe or valve that has finally been opened and it releases all that gas because it's no longer trapped inside you. That negative energy, that hurt is no longer in you and it feels amazing. Other people have different perspectives on your issue and might be able to help you. They might be able to guide you in the right direction or provide you with their experience, right? Relatability really helps with these things and it makes you feel a lot better about the problems that you're having. I know when I have an issue and somebody says like, yeah, I've been there and I'm going to tell you the steps of how I overcame that. That is the most like beautiful feeling in the world, because I know I'm not alone anymore. And I know that I'm in good hands with somebody who can help me. It really is just the most relieving thing. But the number one most important thing about this thing of all time is the vulnerability aspect. The fact that you are telling a person that you care so much about them that you'll let down your walls and let them see you for who you are is a very fulfilling thing from a friend, right? And as soon as we're done helping you, overcome that issue or maybe get a little better, whatever that may be, it's very fulfilling to the friend or to the person you're talking to, because it lets you know that you're trustable, that you care, and it really, really opens the door for a tighter knit or closer friendship. And who knows, they might turn around one day and ask you for some help, and that'll really open up the doors for those amazing positive social connections that you've been looking for. What I suggest you do first and foremost is ask the person if it's okay to talk about your feelings. After that, you can be a little bit more vulnerable. I'm gonna keep saying this because it's really important not to dump these feelings onto a person. But as soon as you start talking about yourself, make sure that you describe your feelings fully. Don't hide anything and don't downplay your feelings. Say them honestly. Say what you're feeling so the person can help you to the best of your ability. When you have a problem, use I statements. Use I statements to describe yourself. This is probably one of the most important things. I have anxiety. I'm feeling anxious because I have problems with my bad habits, right? If you don't give them what you're looking for, then they're not going to be able to help you to the best of their ability. Most commonly, we want to be heard, but sometimes we're looking for feedback too. So just make sure you clarify what you need, right? If you need somebody to listen to you, make sure they give you an ear, and make sure they're not interjecting and talking too much while you're trying to speak. If you want advice, then you take the moment to pause and let them talk, right? It's a two-way street, and it just has to be communicated right so you don't have a problem with the person you're trying to talk to your problems about. You see how that works? Finally, I just want you to say thank you to the person who helped you, right? To the person who stayed there and listened, because they had no obligation to do that. Nobody owes you anything, right? Nobody has to take the time out of your day to do that, but the fact that they did that for you shows that they care, and that you should show them a little bit of appreciation, show that you're grateful for them, right? Let them know that they matter. That is the most important thing that you can do for another person. Now I want you to think about this. Anxiety is just energy, right? It's just like eating food and getting that energy for your body. That's what anxiety is, except it's just a negative type of energy, right? And the only way to expel this energy is by talking or writing about it. Getting that anxiety out through the paper or through talking to someone like this. Humans are social animals, and we have to find a way to get these things out of us, right? Now, luckily, if you have a friend to talk to, you can easily do that. But if not, you have a journal to turn to. You can write these problems out. I just made a video about journaling for you, so I highly recommend you check that out just in case you don't have somebody to talk to and that you can journal these problems or struggles with. And I'll teach you exactly how to do it. If you want, we can chat. I have my coaching call linked down below in the description. And if you don't have that lucky person who gets to talk to you, I can be that guy. I can be the guy to hear your struggles, and I can be the guy to help you overcome your issues one step at a time. If you don't have anyone, you know you have me. My passion and purpose is to help people learn and grow emotionally. And if that's what you need, then that's what I'm here for. I want you to talk about a person who's changed your life in the comments down below. I'd love to hear what you have to say. But that's all for me for now. Just remember to stay sharp and subscribe for more life-changing content.